I called it the road to 120 men, but what was happening in that series was that I was, taking my viewers through, and I was like, I'm gonna fuck 120 men this year, because in South Africa they stand in the streets and the going rates for a blowjob is 50 rand, and the going rates for a round is 100 rand.
Hello, sanibonani dumelang igama uzandi isibongo umfeka umalwandle lo lwandle kalwela lwezibhekane zona isihambela lekude phezulu. There is something that always bothers me so much about the profession. Why are we still labeling as criminalized in South Africa?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Well, it is criminalized based on the Constitution, but why we are labeling it as such, I think it's maybe because we are in a country that has a high moral campus. We have a lot of Christians, and in morality, they definitely regard it as incorrect, and therefore they have criminalized it, which is really okay, because as a person, I feel like you are allowed to have your own views or thoughts about something that you don't agree with, but criminalizing it, it's a bit extreme.
It's not even extreme. It's useless, because at the end of the day, when you read Jackie Pamose's books about the whole notion
Hockey club.
The hockey clubs, the slay queens, all those people who are endorsing these laws are there, and they're doing all those things. All those people who are taking our girls to about Dubai to do all those things. Yeah. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Ne? I think if they probably believe, we'll see, if they decriminalize it, then the streets are going to be
empty,
filled with ladies that actually sell. I think maybe it's fear as well.
But they should be empty, because now when it's decriminalized, it's when now it will be controlled. There will be places that are
designated. Okay.
When I went to Holland, the shock of my life, but at the same time in a very beautiful way, when I saw the red light district.
Okay.
I was like, wow. This could save so many people's lives. You walk in there, it's like a mall.
Oh.
But filled with the people in the profession.
Okay.
All genders.
I've only seen it in movies, and I've seen just like in a store, when you would have a mannequin outside, there would be a lady standing there because she's selling her body.
Let me tell you how it is. How I got to be curious about it. Well, I noticed that before I went there, I was studying.
Okay.
I went there to study. Before I went there, men in the institution I was working at the time, I was working at UJ, they kept on, Zandi, make sure you go and visit Red Light 60.
Okay.
And it's funny enough, it was all men. What is happening at the red light? Because everybody is telling me I must make sure I must go. And now, mind you, these are men who think like men.
Okay.
And I make it a point that I go there.
Okay.
How I got to go there, I had when the institution that we are studying at, they will mix you up with the people from the community, so that you loosen up, you learn the culture and everything.
Oh, okay.
So there was this lady that I was partnering with, in a way, over the weekends when we were free and whatever, student activity, just to distress from student activities.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
We will visit her home, Sarah, and she was writing about the rights of the people in the profession. Apparently, they were complaining about some rights that, certain things about rights.
This is now in the Netherlands.
She took me there, yes.
Okay.
On the day she was going to interview some of the people who are working, she took me there. I was fascinated, Black Mary. The place is so clean. It is so beautiful. It's like a mall. At the entrance where you enter, you just enter like you're coming to buy, the same way you're coming to buy bags. You walk in there, each and every person has got their own room.
Okay.
But the difference is that the front of that room is all glass. When you walk in, you can see who's there. Whoever is dancing, the other one you can see is playing around. When the person has, and then right at the end of the place, there is where you make your booking.
Oh, okay.
They've got numbers. Last time I was there, they had numbers on the door. When you get there, and then you can just say, I want number so and so.
Oh.
You swipe, you walk in.
What is the going rate?
I did not ask for the rates.
Is it? Okay.
But it goes according to hours. What I've noticed that it's rates. They rate it per the time you want to spend in there. So it started at an hour, and then on the list that they show you that is on the screen. It's not even something that is. It's on the screen. They show you what services are offered inside.
Okay.
There are some people who just only go there for massage.
Okay.
Who just want to get a massage, but from a female perspective, who can be naughty here and there. I was like, this could save a lot of people back at home because the dangers that we spoke about earlier.
You know, it sounds beautiful when you say, they have, their own mall, they have their own place, and it sounds like it could save a lot of people. But the reality is, in South Africa, it's not like that. Because in South Africa, they stand in the streets and the going rates for a blowjob is 50 Rand, and the going rates for a round is 100 Rand. So now, how are you going to pay for the facilities when you win a blowjob and sex, you're charging 150 Rands? How are you going to pay for the facilities? And in some instances, the girls would tell me, they live in a lodge. So the lodge has like rooms. I traveled the streets of Kempton Park.
I remember you were getting your guests from the streets.
Yes. And then in the lodge, they get there's rooms, and then they rent that room and end up living in that room. And then that's where they would invite their clients. And then the lodge would charge them 250 Rands a day. But then a lot of the girls would say, some days we would make it 350, 450. And
you still have to pay that 200
You need to pay the 250. You need to
250.
eat. You need to send money home. And you need to look good because you need to look attractive for your clients. So at the end of the day, they're just working for a rent. So I feel like it sounds good. I keep saying I see more states more. It sounds good internationally because I feel like there's a high demand. I don't know, the mindset is just different.
It's different.
Yeah, the going rate is higher. If a person can afford a clean room and gas swipe, it's different. Lana, but they're picked up by taxi drivers. And it's just a quickie. Let's do it in the car. Na 50 Rand yako, bye-bye. And they complain, but they complain na 50 Rand yako. Mama, why when I so charge 50 Rand, you must charge 40 Rand. Exactly. So it's not as, I don't think it's as simple, viable, and practical here especially.